The distance these monumental forms had to travel while my eyes adjusted to the dark was infinite, through Ottoman centuries, the most evil wars, and communist rule. Here, in this sanctum of dogma, mysticism, and savage beauty, national life was lived. Only from here could it ever emerge. "You don't know what it is to kill with a hammer, with nails, clubs, do you?" Ismail shouted above the music, his face flashing purple from blinking day-glow lights. I was still in Peć, in old Serbia, in a disco frequented by Muslim Albanians, not far from the Serbian monastery. "Do you know why I don't like to drink plum brandy? Why I drink beer always? Because the Chetniks, World War II Serbian partisans, used to do their killing after drinking plum brandy. Do you know what it is to throw a child in the air and catch it on a knife in front of its mother? To be tied to a burning log? To have your arse split with an axe so that you beg the Serbs, beg them, to shoot you in the head, and they don't? And they go to their church after. They go to their goddamn church. I have no words." Ismail shuddered. "There are things that are beyond evil, that you just can't speak about." He went on shouting. Ismail was only 26. He had no personal knowledge of the events he described. Rats infest his house, he told me. The Serbs were to blame. It was 10:30 a.m., November the 30th, 1940. Snow was beginning to fall in Bucharest. Inside the church of Ilie Gorgani, built in the 17th century to honour a Romanian general who fought the Turks, hundreds of candles illumined the red-robed Christ in the dome. Coffins, draped in green flags with gold embroidery, lined the sides of the nave. Altar boys carried in trays of koliva, coloured sugar bread, for the dead. 14 members of the Legion of the Archangel Michael, the fascist Iron Guard, including the organization's leader, Corneliu Zelea Codreanu, were about to be buried and canonized as national saints by priests of the Romanian Orthodox Church, who had been chanting and swinging censers all night. 2 years earlier, in 1938, King Carol II's police had strangled the 14 men, stripped the bodies naked, and doused them with sulfuric acid in a common ditch to hasten their decomposition. But in late 1940, Carol fled, and Romania fell under an Iron Guard regime. The victims' remains, little more than heaps of earth, were dug up and placed in 14 coffins for reburial. At the end of the funeral service, the worshippers heard a voice recording of the dead legionnaire leader, Codreanu. "You must await the day to avenge our martyrs," he shrieked. A few weeks later, revenge was taken. On the night of January the 22nd, 1941, the legionnaires of the Archangel Michael, after singing Orthodox hymns, putting packets of Romanian soil around their necks, drinking each other's blood, and anointing themselves with holy water, abducted 200 men, women, and children from their homes. The legionnaires packed the victims into trucks and drove them to the municipal slaughterhouse, a group of red brick buildings in the southern part of Bucharest near the Dimbovița River. They made the victims, all Jews, strip naked in the freezing dark and get down on all fours on the conveyor ramp. Whining in terror, the Jews were driven through all the automated stages of slaughter. Blood gushing from decapitated and limbless torsos, the legionnaires thrust each on a hook and stamped it fit for human consumption. The trunk of a 5-year-old girl they hung upside down, smeared with blood like a calf, according to an eyewitness the next morning. It was 10 p.m., December the 17th, 1989. At the monastery of Moldovica in Moldavia, it was too dark to see the frescoes, but Mother Tatulich Georgieta Benedicta imagined the scene of the Last Judgment. Wild animals disgorging all the people they have eaten, a few good deeds outweighing all the bad deeds on the scales of justice, angels painted in glowing sulphur dye, wrapping up the signs of the zodiac to announce that time itself has come to an end.